Top 3 ways to get fired. So these are the 3 things you should not do. Do not do these things if you want the job. Everyone keeps talking about do this to get promoted or do this to get a bonus or get a raise. I want to go back to the basics. I want to cover things that are important for you to keep your job. This is recession 2023 that's coming up right now. You want to keep your job. So let's talk about these things. Number 1, the number 1 thing you should do to not get fired is do your responsibilities. If you were hired to take notes, take notes. If you were hired to solution architect an SAP implementation or Salesforce implementation, do it. Do your job. Do the minimum responsibilities. If you were hired to flip burgers, flip burgers. Do the minimum responsibilities. If you're not doing the minimum responsibilities, guess what? You're gonna get fired. I don't know how else to tell you. The market right now is losing a lot of people, especially in the tech space. And if you're one of those people that just been sliding by and not been doing a lot, guess what? You're up to lose your job. And so my biggest point of advice right now for you to keep your job is do your responsibilities. Do even more if you can, but do them. Let me give you a personal story. When I was starting New Config, I worked at Accenture at the same time. I had to do that because I needed a source of income. But it was fine because at first New Config didn't really take much of my time. I would make calls during lunch and after work hours, and everything was great. And that was in 2012, 2013. But 2014, New Config's business took off. And I was not able to do all the responsibilities that were given to me by Accenture. So a lot of people are in this predicament. They juggle 2 jobs. I've seen some people juggle 3 jobs. And there's meetings that happen that are at the same time. There's deliverables that need to happen in only one person. You only have 24 hours in a day. And I wasn't meeting all my responsibilities at Accenture. But guess what? Getting fired from Accenture in 2015 was the best thing that could have happened to me. It was amazing. You know why? Because it forced me to focus on New Config. Then I gave all my attention, laser attention to New Config, and I made it a success. And now we have over 10 employees and growing every month, every year by 25 to 30%, etc. But that's besides the point. The point is, it was the best thing that Accenture leadership could do by firing me. So sometimes when you fire someone, you're doing them a big favor, which is what happened to me. They actually pushed me to the pool. And that was great. So the second thing you should do if you want to get fired, so don't do this, is argue with your boss. Don't argue with your boss. Don't argue with your boss if you want the job. Like, people that argue with their boss every single day, all day, are most likely going to lose their job. Now, I understand that bosses don't want yes men and yes women and say yes to everything they do. That's bad too. And it's good to play the devil's advocate and give a second opinion and advise your boss to help them grow the company. But arguing every day on every single thing and showing that you don't like him or her, it makes things unproductive. And if you keep doing that, chances are you're going to lose your job. Just being honest with you. Now, the third thing you should do if you want to lose your job to get fired, which means don't do this, is be late. Be late to all your meetings. Be tardy to work. Come to work late. Come to meetings late. Just be late on everything, on your deliverables. That is a great way to lose your job. It also shows your boss that, hey, you probably juggling another job. So don't do that. Don't be late. So if you want to get fired, do all 3 of those things. Don't do your current responsibilities, argue with your boss, and be tardy. But if you do want to keep your job, I don't recommend doing any of that. I hope this was a wide awakening for you. I hope this was entertaining. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.